And welcome everybody to another episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast, courtesy of myself and my sister Megan. Welcome back in, guys. We have a special show for you today as we have a special guest coming up to talk about a horror and sci-fi con that's coming up in the next couple of weeks down here in Sarasota, Florida. But before we get into that, make sure to go to Anchor.fm, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Google Play to subscribe to our show and also our YouTube page at Come Play With Us, Danny Pod. Welcome back in, Megan. How's it going?
It's going.
It's
How's it going
going.
for you? It's
It's
going.
going. It's going. It's Memorial Day weekend for us, so it's going. Yeah.
Oh yes, that means lots of people and just parties and wonderful.
As we all know that you love being around people.
Yeah, not so much, but okay.
Okay. So let's welcome in our guest today. His name is Megan. Why don't you intro him in?
All right, guys, this is Charlie. Charlie actually has his own horror and sci-fi con. Charlie, I actually just we became Instagram friends, which was fantastic through the page. This is actually going to happen June 3rd and 4th for those who live in Sarasota, Florida, or around that area. It's going to be at the Sarasota Sahib Shrine Event Center, which is 640 North Beneva Road in Sarasota, Florida. Charlie, why don't you give me a little rundown or give us a little rundown of what you got going on this week?
Awesome. And Evan, Megan, thanks for having me first off.
Yeah, no problem.
No
What
problem.
you got is awesome. So start off with the special guests.
Okay.
Bob Elmore from Texas Chainsaw 2 is going to be there. Robert Mucus from House of a Thousand Corpse.
Nice.
John Armillo, who has several significant scenes in several different movies from Planet of the Apes, G.I. Joe, etc. American Horror Stories, that TV show. And then I got a couple of local directors, actors that are going to be there as well. Now,
Very
as
nice.
far as and then Stevie Strings is also going to be there. He is the Bigfoot expert of paranormal, and I got a paranormal activity group coming as well, and everybody's gonna be doing panels.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so it's pretty cool because you get to do one-on-one, you get to do questions and answers, and with everybody from the celebrities to Stevie Strings to a paranormal activity group. They're going to do demonstrations and explain how everything works. All the schedules and times are on the website at charliehorrorsci-fi-con.com.
Okay.
I was gonna say, plug away, man, as much as you can.
Yeah, just vomit everything all over us. Just give us every information you can about this thing.
Yeah, so on the main page, you're going to scroll down to where it says exhibit and schedules. And you hit schedules, it has all the times and everything. Now, the vendors. We
Okay.
have a good variety of comic book vendors. They're coming all the way from Miami, some in Sarasota, etc., Port Charlotte, and they're bringing tons of comic books, graded, not graded, horror, Marvel, DC.
Okay.
A lot of great artists come all the way from Georgia on down. They're going to be here. Local people with handmade jewelry, etc. It's going to be something so much fun. We got live music too
Very
in the
nice.
morning. Yep, Saturday at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11 will be some live music to wake everybody up. And then Saturday night at 6:30, we're going to premiere the first ever horror movie made in Sarasota.
Nice. That's freaking awesome. Charlie, kind of tell me, how this came about. What was your mindset when you wanted to, create this sci-fi horror con, especially here in Sarasota, which we down in Sarasota we don't get these types of things a lot. So, how did this come about?
So see, that's like exactly what you just said. Sarasota does not have that kind of things. Sarasota is such a beautiful city, beautiful people, great people. And, I just wanted to bring my idea out there and, see how it goes. And I think I know we're going to have a great turnout. It's going to be a lot of fun. The vendors are going to make money. I mean, and what I put together, I haven't seen anybody else do yet. So I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to come out, and have a good time.
Nice. Yeah, I see on the website right now there is going to be a cosplay contest. Is that for both days or just one of the days?
Correct. So real quick with the cosplay contest, I have to give credit to my team for that because they took care of it. They're running it. They're doing everything. I did not have any aspect in that. So I just want to make sure they have the credit that they deserve. And they put it all together. And so yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to have prizes for that. Some special prizes I'm waiting until the day of to tell people about. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
See, that's good marketing right there, because you're sprinkling a little bit of breadcrumbs, and then of the day of, it's like, hey, we've got these big ass prizes to put down for these contests. That's actually a good marketing scheme, man. So I got to ask the types of vendors and the exhibits and all that you got going on. What can families and what can they expect when they first walk into the con?
So as soon as you come in, you're going to be greeted by our wonderful cosplay guests. There's going to be 3 at the door. You're going to come in and you're going to see an exhibit filled with some of the best artists in the area around the state, comic books, and there'll be a couple of people with some handmade food, lollipops, etc. And then it's just going to be greeted by 7 famous celebrities, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And it's action-packed all day. As soon as you come from 10 to the movie premiere at 6:30, which the movie is called Dead End. It took a while in the making, but we're releasing it that night, and it's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes. And then afterwards, we will have some more questions and answers for the directors and all that.
Nice.
Okay. So Charlie, I do have to ask you. So we found each other on Instagram and stuff like that. So like you were saying, in Sarasota, there's really nothing anybody's ever seen like this. I know in bigger areas like Orlando, and you have Fort Myers, and Tampa. You have all these other cons. How did you just wake up one day and be like, look, I just want to do this myself? Like, what was your inspiration behind actually doing this con? Because I know you said you've done this. This is your handmade baby, basically. Offhand, like, how did you come to this?
It was some ideas I had put together, and there were some people that had helped me with reach out to the contacts, the special guests, etc. And some of the special guests reached out to me, and then a good friend of mine, Dustin, that's going to be there, one of the talents. He put me in with a couple of people as well. So I had some great ideas, but I couldn't have done it without certain people helping me.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. Well, this is Charlie from Charlie's Horror and Sci-Fi. We actually have 2 tickets that Charlie was so nice to float to us. So we're actually going to be giving away these 2 tickets. So for those who are interested, and we'll go into Charlie's Horror Sci-Fi, we're going to put up after the show, I'll put up something on the website for, should we do a question and answer, Evan? Or do you want to do...
We could do a trivia question.
Let's do a trivia question. So we're going to do a couple trivia questions to see who can get the right answers. And like I said, we got 2 tickets for you guys to win. And Charlie has also said that these tickets are actually hooked up to the podcast. So if you guys win it, he'll know that you guys were the winners of the questions.
Nice.
All right. So, Charlie, good luck to you. Hopefully one of us will be able to pop in and say hi. It was really great to have you on the show. Evan, do you have anything else for Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie, just before we get you off the pod, just kind of plug away how they can find you, how they can go on the website and purchase tickets for the con coming up.
Absolutely. So you go to, like I said, charliehorrorscificon.com. You go there, they have the schedule printed out, the times, the events, the special guests, etc. You can go on Instagram and find us there, Charlie Horror Sci-Fi Con, or Facebook Charlie Horror Sci-Fi Con as well. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Charlie, man.
Thank you, Charlie.
We'll have to have you back on after the con's over, so you can give us some like details and some bits about what happened during the 2 days.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
I might have to go.
I think you should go.
I might have to go.
I think you should definitely go. I can't go because my schedule on the weekend is always nuts. So
so's mine. I mean, I have 3 kids, and
my
it's always
I have
nuts so like that.
I know, but I have my huge interaction with people, and I have to work and all that other stuff. So,
all right, yeah, I might have to go. I'm interested and intrigued because, like he said before, like we don't get those types of cons down in the area, especially where we're Sarasota, Bradenton. We only get maybe small ones, but nothing like big.
Even
Like
if that.
yeah, even if that, there's like a con here. I mean, the last con I can think of was at New College in Florida, and that was like maybe a year ago. But it was small. It wasn't like
What was that? I don't even remember that.
it was like it was like an anime Comic Con, but it wasn't like
Oh, okay.
And then I think they had St. Pete had a Comic Con a few months ago, but that's St. Pete. So if this is a success, I mean that's good for the area because that's going to drive more events like this. Because I'm tired of driving to Orlando and Tampa for these types of things. It's a pain in the ass. I would love to have more. Like I'm surprised we don't have more of these because we have the Bradenton, the huge. The big one in Palmetto, the Bradenton.
Oh, the convention center.
Yeah,
the one that we graduated from.
Yeah, the convention center in Bradenton, and then you have Robards Arena, which has stuff all the time. So I'm surprised no more of those like events like that come to this area because we have two big facilities that can house something like that. So
yeah,
hey, Spooktacular, why don't you come down here instead of Orlando?
Or even Spooky Empire. Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. I know Orlando's great for like tourists and stuff, but it's also like 2 hours away, and that's a long drive. So, anyways.
Well, now that we've plugged both of that would be great if they did that. So.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right. Let's get into some new movie news. Did you watch Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I did.
What did you think of it?
I actually really liked the movie.
I hated it.
Yeah, I figured you didn't want to.
And it's not that I gave it. I mean, I gave it a chance, and I'm glad I didn't see it in the theaters because I think I would have wasted my money. I saw it on streaming. I just think it was too fan serviced for me.
Explain.
And the kids, man, I just can't do it with kids as the leads. It's just too much. Like I can't do it. Yeah, and listen, I think all the kid actors in the movie did a fine job. But this is Ghostbusters. This isn't like Ghostbusters: The Next Generation. Like this movie is 30 years too late, to be honest with you.
As all these new movies that are coming.
I know these requels, but
yes.
if they were gonna do it right with like a new team, like head it up with Paul Rudd. He can be the leader of the new team, but a team of adults, not like a team of children. You know what I mean? I mean, I did like the house that Egon was living in, and then.
That was really weird.
I did like that setup where he was like he went off on his own because the events from the first movie were still kind of lingering around, which was kind of like the Evo Shandor, like that kind of like that backstory, and then Gozer again. I didn't like how Gozer came back. Like if you're gonna explore that realm, like you kind of have to do something different. That's why it was just like too fan service to me. And it was just like Ghostbusters Part 1, but out in the middle of nowhere and in a barn.
Do you know they're making another one?
I know they're making another one, and that's kind of segues into my news story where Sigourney Weaver will not be back for the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I know, I saw that.
So
she was kind of like, "Screw you guys, I'm not coming back."
Yeah, she only had a cameo at the end.
Yeah, so, that was a brief cameo.
Yeah,
too.
It was just a brief cameo at the end, and yeah. So I know they're going back to New York to the original Firehouse, so we'll see how it is. I don't know. I just, yeah.
They're just gonna beat this one to death like they do everything else. Now, like I know you absolutely hated the third one that was put out with the ladies.
That's not a Ghostbusters movie.
No Melissa McCarthy for you.
Listen, I love Melissa McCarthy. I love her. She's so funny. She's so funny, it makes her hot. So yes, it's weird. Right. But she is great. She is pretty much great in everything she does.
Okay.
But Ghostbusters with the ladies was not good. That's not a Ghostbusters movie.
I just thought it was funny.
No, it wasn't even funny. No, it was not funny at all. Okay. I tried to give it a chance. Uh-huh. I thought the visuals with the ghosts were cool.
Those I thought were really cool.
I thought that was great. I just didn't like it. It was just not funny. And then you put the original stars in like different roles, and it just was like, no.
Yeah, that was a little strange. And like the whole Bill Murray thing, that kind of killed it for me.
Yeah. Look, I think Bill Murray needs to stop appearing in movies that are tied to his old franchises. No, he can do other movies in like different, like no more revisiting your old franchises.
He does it a lot.
And he does it a lot, but he just seems so tired to be there and he has no joy. Like being in the like coming back even for Ghostbusters Afterlife when they brought back the original 4 minus Egon because obviously Harold Ramis is dead.
Yes.
But like bringing back the 3 and like it just seemed awkward and cringy because Dan Aykroyd's so off his realm right now. He's so off the grid like with his it's just Ernie Hudson was the only one that was like happy to be there. Other than that,
I was actually happy that they brought back the 3, and I do agree. I do agree that Bill Murray looked a little like, why the hell am I
here? Yeah, that's it. Like so I think he just needs to stop doing that. Just do other IP. Just do other IPs. He was great in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He was good in that.
You know, I started watching like maybe 10 minutes of that, and I just couldn't do it.
I watched it on the other. I'm glad it came to Disney Plus. Right. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody thought it said. Everybody said it was. It wasn't that bad. It sets up a lot. Although I don't know what they're going to be doing with Jonathan Majors because of his off-film issues right now. So I don't know how they're going to handle that because Kang is the big bad for this next phase of the Marvel MCU. So we will see. So that is movie news for Ghostbusters Afterlife, the sequel. We have a melancholy news about Ray Stevenson, who passed away this past week. Ray Stevenson, is from the Punisher, Warzone, Circus Du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant. He's been in G.I. Joe, Resurgent. He was in Thor Ragnarok. Actually, all Thor movies, The Book of Eli. Great and talented actor, died at 58. His last starring role will be in the next Ahsoka series coming up for Disney Plus as a Sith warrior, Sith person. Yes.
Very
Sith,
nice.
yes. M. Night Shyamalan, he has a Shyamalan. He has a new series coming out, which he's producing. It's called Caddo Lake. It's going to be rated PG-13 with disturbing and bloody images. If he's producing, I'm interested in seeing how a series will be put out with him producing, because the last movie he did, Knock at the Cabin,
I never saw it.
Was so predictable and just another one of those. Okay.
It didn't have a twist, did it?
The twist was the people knocking at the cabin were the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Well, I mean, you kind of got that from like
That's exactly. That's why it wasn't those
previews.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Dave Bautista.
I love Dave Bautista.
And Rupert Grint was in it too.
Yeah.
Because I never saw it. I was tempted.
Yeah.
But I never saw it.
Do you know that I think we touched on this the last show, that HBO is coming out with a new Harry Potter series, right?
Yes.
They're going back, like they're recasting everybody, and I guess they're going to be going towards more akin to the book, where Ron is not going to be such a like comedic role. Ron's actually going to be like the hard ass he was in the books.
I don't know how much of a hard ass he was in the book.
Well, I heard he's more like, he's not like the comedy relief.
Goofy.
Yeah.
That I can see, because in the books he's definitely not as wimpy and goofy as they make him out in the movies.
Right.
But as far as like, I don't know, I could see that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I mean I don't know. I just think it's not even like it's too soon to do something like this.
I wouldn't say it's too soon.
It's too soon.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know. I mean, it's been what? When was the last one that just came? Harry Potter and Harry Potter 8. When was the last one that came out?
The last Harry Potter?
Yeah, the movie.
Harry Potter movies in order. So the last movie,
The Deathly Hallows. So the Deathly Hallows book came out in 2007, and then part 2 was 2011. Yeah. So that's too early. Wait another 20 years. Wait till at least like you and I are 60 years old, and then come out with it.
Then rehash it.
Yeah, rehash it. Or at least if you're gonna do something like this, do like the sequel, like the sequel they did for the books. I forget the Cursed Child. At least do that, because then you can bring back everybody from the original cast, which they're older now. They're all in their like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, but the Cursed Child was just on Broadway. It was never like an actual movie.
Yeah, but you could make it into a film though.
You can, but they're still busy making the Fantastic Beasts movie, so they have
which which were all terrible movies.
Oh, they weren't that bad.
They weren't terrible.
They weren't that bad. Not as good as the Harry Potter series, but they weren't that bad. I was okay with that.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's all I have for movie news right now.
I do have two things.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to touch on this because I keep seeing it everywhere. So the Welcome to Derry series.
Yes.
On HBO, which is now known as Max.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I'm actually looking forward to this.
Okay.
Because, the two movies that came out, directed by Andy Muschietti. Who is going to be directing the new Flash movie coming out in a couple of weeks. Can't wait for that because we'll see Michael Keaton as Batman again. I'm looking forward to it because I want more of an origin explanation of how like Pennywise came to be.
Do you think that's what this is going to touch on though?
Well, they said it is.
Okay.
So they're kind of like exploring that like how he became Pennywise, how like. But like the thing is, are they going to be exploring that more towards how the book did? Because in the book, he's like an alien. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, so I think Muschietti actually like with the
he's producing the show. I think he's directing one of the episodes. So I think that's a good sign that they're treating this as, hey, this is going to be good quality stuff instead of just some stupid like cash grab.
I mean, yeah, I agree on that. I honestly think that the newer movies, the ones that he produced, other than the series, which was like in the 90s, how they portrayed Pennywise at the end was a lot better this round than last round, because in the series he was the giant spider.
Right.
And yeah, they did that. Muschietti did that in this one, but he made it scarier.
Right.
Instead of looking like a king crab. That too.
Yeah, but no, I like the idea.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I have Max, so I will be watching it. So yeah,
all right.
I'm looking forward to it.
My next one is, what is your thoughts on Peacock's Crystal Lake?
I haven't seen. There hasn't been a trailer out yet, right?
No, but it's a prequel series.
See how far back are they going though?
It just says Peacock has announced a brand new prequel series to the iconic horror franchise Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake. Named for the camp where Mrs. Voorhees and Jason terrorized countless college-age counselors, is coming to the platform.
Because if you're doing a prequel series, you definitely have to like explore Mrs. Voorhees to start. Yeah, like you have to go back to the very beginning when like Jason supposedly drowned, and like explore all that before you can get into him. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a teaser trailer that I just found on.
I'm just kind of like I hate when they're doing all these prequel like origins. There's sometimes you don't need an origin. I mean, to me, like the first Friday the 13th was an origin story to begin with for Jason because. You had Mrs. Voorhees. She turned out to be the killer. The reason why she's doing this is because her son Jason accidentally drowned because two lifeguards were doing the hanky panky and not watching him. I mean, to me, that's your origin story.
Well,
that's not
explained it right off the bat. So why keep going?
That's what I want to know.
I don't know why they keep beating these series. Just leave them alone.
I know, just leave them alone.
Just leave them alone. I don't get why they just keep going in. And it's the good ones too. Like,
right.
The Friday the 13th movies. Yeah, the older movies are kind of hokey, but it still was great.
Kind of hokey.
Well, they were stupid, like Jason X and stuff like that. I want you to get into
Jason in space.
Jason Space. I actually saw a commercial the other day or not a commercial, but a thing on Facebook about that movie. I don't know why anybody ever decided to make that. My next one is Halloween Horror Nights, just to catch up for everybody real fast. There still has not been any other drops other than Chucky, house-wise.
I think you'll see more as the months go on.
I agree. But if anybody ever, if you guys are following anything on Instagram or whatever, there is HHN. It's their podcast, and they've got some speculations that are going. Somebody pulled up a permit that it looks like a house, but it's not a house, so they're not quite sure what that is that's going on. I don't know. I'm kind of interested, and I'm kind of at this point because they've gone back and forth. The Blumhouse one is looking now like it might be The Exorcist, which I'm actually kind of excited over.
That's a good segue because early screenings for The Exorcist prequel have not been great. They have not been great.
No.
So.
And they actually had to stop production twice.
Well, that's because of the writer's strike.
Well, no, one of the actors was really sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was the first reason why they stopped.
Okay. Well,
But yeah,
as of right now, the reviews so far for the early screenings have been really bad.
Kind of like the Pope's Exorcist.
E della qui di Reso Croix, the Pope.
I knew you could
The
do
Pope.
that.
The Pope.
I did it just to see if you would do it.
The Pope.
I haven't seen that yet. Have you seen it yet?
I have not. I'm gonna wait till it goes on. I think it is on streaming right now, but you have to rent it for like $20.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
will
wasting my
watch it.
time on it. Yeah.
I don't wait until it's available for free before I go waste my time.
I will too at this point because
Okay.
yeah. All right. Well, that's all for me. I will be putting out the trivia questions. I'm gonna make sure they're really good trivia questions too.
Yeah, do like really deep like horror movie questions, like
I'll
really
have to-
like hard ones, not like generic ones.
What was the name of the killer in Friday the 13th?
Exactly. Don't do that.
No, I'm not
Make
going to.
make it really hard.
No, I'll make it really hard, and that way you guys, we can get those 2 tickets that Charlie has so nicely floated to us off to you guys. I do have actually 2 other giveaway items too, which was fantastic. So we'll be doing those in the next couple of weeks. I kind of want to span it out a little bit so not everybody gets everything. So
Yes.
yes,
Well, thanks, guys. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with a movie review. There's tons of movies out there. We just have to find the time to review them. But anyways, if you guys are interested in getting those tickets, keep a lookout for our Instagram page for the contest. And if you don't, just go down anyways for the con. I'm sure it'll be a blast. I'm going to try and go one of the days. But we will see you next time on Come Play With Us, Danny. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube page. Get the notification bell when new episodes drop. Go to Anchor.fm, Amazon Music, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts for all your streaming needs. And we will see you guys on the flippity flop.
goodbye.
Bye.